My young apprentices, what does the word God mean to you? I insist. What does God mean to you? Do atheists exist? Let's answer the second question first. Whoever states that is an atheist, for no apparent reason, he or she is plain stupid. He is barely illiterate. The most appropriate answer for a person who is seeking truth is that he studied, he researched, he thought some more, and then reached a dead end. The sincere people declare they are agnostics, the stupids, atheists. Ask someone if he believes in God. If he answers without a second thought that he is an atheist, we shall not include the ones that simply like to tease, then rank him as an idiot and go on. I copy from an encyclopedia. This term, agnosticism, as well as the relative term agnostic, were established by Thomas Huxley in 1869. Newsflash: the ancient people who inhabited Greece worshipped as God the unknown God. Scripts and Ideas of 1869. My ass! Let's go again. In our effort to understand what is going on, we reach the philosophical view of one, and we stop there. That's the point, or the moment, that the creation begins. Beyond that is the place of the neither one, a site belonging to the unknown God. Now you, scientists and metaphysicians, try to fill this one with whatever your heart desires. You will for sure add some trash as well. An internet friend still makes me laugh with a reply to an article that someone else posted. He said word by word, "Scientists don't know what's going on." Comrades, I complete your words, and the esotericists too, not for any other reason, but just because the human mind cannot comprehend one, not to mention that of zero. In reality, only a handful can grasp even up to 4. 3, 2, 1, and 0 are just encyclopedic volumes on the top shelf of the library, and we still haven't invented the staircase to get even to the lower shelves. Whatever is said about them, I'm talking about the numbers, are quotes that can be found much lower on the scale of creation. I have yet to understand how is it we on earth have the privilege to accommodate from time to time to be descendants of the neither one. Let it be of one. Don't forget that Earth is the last hole of the creation belt, or to speak in numbers, one planet of the trillions of planetary systems of the local cloud of galaxies, which is one of the trillion galaxy clouds. I will mention some names in random order, and if anyone knows their actual genealogical tree, I will be delighted to read about it. Let me just say that even the reference to their names gives me spiritual awe. Christ, Buddha, Confucius, Socrates, Pythagoras, Orpheus, Hermes, etc. But they are not to blame for all that is mentioned on their behalf. Nowadays, for example, what validity would you give if someone told you he heard something from a TV journalist or from a government spokesperson? This is what they do for a living. They present in the best way what serves them the most. Some correspondents might just get closer to reality, but that's all they do. Then why do we consider 100% reliable what some journalists have written or said some thousands of years ago? Aren't journalists of their times the famous 4, or those with the added "ben" something in their name, and who have fed us with their Kabbalistic scripts are not journalists as well? If you think about it, Plato himself was one of them, although, as other journalists mention, he belonged to the war correspondents of his time. My dear friends, I believe that all these gentlemen don't give a damn about all of us. They point at the moon, and we stare at their finger. As a follow-up on the first part of my question, I plan, sometime in the future, to post all the sections about God from from the book of Elias Tsatsumiros, History of Greek Language. Now I just quote a small passage. The verb of theo, or looking, reveals that all the elements of nature seen or examined by the mind started from some initial impulse and continue their rapid motion. The one that sees theta and impulses or pushes epsilon in the space omicron, the movement sigma, was called Theos, God. It is up to man to understand how he takes part in the forces of creation. He is initially part of the downward forces, and these forces light up his spiritual spark and push him from the unborn to life. Although he serves them for many years, his purpose is to become a member of the upward forces. In the course of his life, he must bend his way and avoid the conflict, abandon the descent, and adopt the course of the upward forces. Only then will the spark that goes through the passage, which everyone refers to as death, will continue to live on the next stage, on its way back to heavenly homeland. I'm sure you are thinking, what in heaven's name are you talking about? I do not know, but I feel I must emphasize, as long as I live, that trying to turn the course from the conflict of the divine spark to the material level is a personal matter for everyone. If he doesn't, he will cry out in his final breath, I fucked it up. If he succeeds, he will shout, oh my God, I made it. One of the greatest war correspondents, Peter Uspensky, wrote, when a man finds himself near the end of the creative period of his life, he enters the third stage of his life, where he prepares for the act of death. When the time comes to enter that door, there are two paths, a collision with the material level and an ascent to the Elysian fields. P.S. If you think about it, the one who should be blamed for everything is Prometheus. I'm talking about that scamp who stole the fire from the gods and gave it to the people. In fact, he gave it to some Greeks. But the only thing they were doing with it was to put fire where they shouldn't.